Hey everyone, ever thought about this? What if you could unleash some seriously powerful AI on your most sensitive data, but without that data ever leaving your computer? Sounds kind of futuristic, right? Well, today we're going to break down Enclave, a data intelligence platform that claims to do exactly that. So let's dive in and see how it all works. All right, let's kick things off with a question that, probably keeps a lot of data pros up at night. You've got this super sensitive data. Maybe it's proprietary, maybe it's regulated, and you need to analyze it. But the second you go to upload it to some cloud tool, you're opening a door to risk, right? So the big question is, how do you get all those juicy insights without the scary exposure? And yep, that's the big problem we're all facing. Most of the tools out there, the traditional ones, they make you send your data to them, to their servers, so they can process it. And that creates a huge security gap. I mean, if you're working in finance or healthcare or with any kind of confidential info, that's often a total deal breaker, a complete non-starter. Okay, so this is where Enclave steps into the picture. It's a data platform built from the ground up to solve that exact problem, and it does it with one massive foundational promise. Your data analysis, it all happens right there, entirely inside your web browser. That's right, nothing, and I mean nothing, ever gets sent to an outside server. So how do they pull this off? Well, the magic behind it is something called a client-side privacy architecture. It sounds complex, but the idea is actually pretty simple and kind of revolutionary. Think of it like this. All the heavy lifting, the data cleaning, the number crunching, the AI modeling, it's all happening locally on your computer. The big takeaway here is that your data literally never leaves your machine. Now, because of this whole setup, Enclave gets three really big advantages. First up, obviously, is that absolute privacy we've been talking about. Your data stays with you, period. Second, it's an all-in-one platform. You're not trying to duct tape 5 different tools together, you know? You can go from raw, messy data to a fully built AI model all in one spot. And third, and this is cool, it has this AI assistant that's actually helpful. It's like a proactive partner, not just some chatbot you have to argue with. Okay, so that's enough of the how it works theory. Let's be real, the best way to get a feel for this thing is to actually see it in action. So let's get our hands dirty. We're going to walk through setting up your very first project step by step. First thing you're going to do is create a new project. This happens in a place they call the governance workspace, which is really just a fancy way of saying it's a folder to keep your work organized. Super simple. Then you just drag and drop your data file right in. And you're going to notice something right away. How fast is that? That's that client-side power we talked about. It's not uploading to the cloud. Your browser is just reading the file straight off your own computer. So the moment your data is in, Enclave's AI just wakes up. It gets to work immediately. Now we're going to see how it helps turn that raw, messy data into something clean and ready for the real work. Okay, check this out. Instantly, and I mean instantly, the platform creates a full report on your data. You can see everything, the number of rows and columns, what kind of data is in them, how many values are missing. You even get these neat little charts. But honestly, here's the best part. The AI assistant scans all of that for you, finds the common problems, and then just suggests the fixes. You don't have to go digging around for problems. It literally brings them to your doorstep. And look at this example. Let's say the AI flags, over 500 duplicate rows and more than 1,000 missing values. Normally, that's hours of boring manual cleanup, right? Here, you just click Apply Fix, and boom, it's done. Just like that. Duplicates are gone, missing values are dealt with. It's basically a one-click transformation from a total mess to a data set that's good to go. And that's it. Seriously. In just a couple of minutes, we've gone from a raw file to a clean, perfectly profiled data set. And the whole time, it was completely secure. But here's the thing. This is really just the warm-up act. This is just the beginning of what you can do. All right, so your data is prepped and ready to go. Now you've basically unlocked the rest of the powerhouse, Enclave's entire suite of advanced tools. So for this last part, let's take a quick look at how you go from just cleaning data to building some real, actionable intelligence. Take the auto model feature, for example. I love this. Instead of you having to manually build and test a dozen different algorithms, auto model just does it all for you. It trains them, tunes them, compares them against each other, and then recommends the absolute best one for what you're trying to do. This can save you, and I'm not exaggerating, hours, maybe even days of work. Or maybe you need to run an experiment. Well, there's a whole dedicated workspace just for A/B testing. It walks you through setting up your test, the AI gives you smart suggestions, and then it crunches all the numbers with real statistical rigor. So you end up making decisions you can actually be confident in, all without leaving the platform. And this might be my favorite part. Once you've built a great model, you can use something called the Solution Builder to turn it into a simple, interactive web app. Now, this is a total game changer because it means your colleagues, the non-technical ones, can actually use your work. They can get predictions and insights without needing to know a single thing about the data science behind it all. This really brings us full circle, back to the whole point of the platform. It's perfectly captured in this idea. From raw data to actionable AI-driven insights without compromising confidentiality. It's about seamlessly connecting that whole journey from start to finish, all while keeping it under this unbreakable shield of privacy. And that leads me to my final thought here. For anyone out there who's ever had to say no to a project, who couldn't use a cool cloud tool because the data was just too sensitive, this kind of thing opens up a whole new world of possibilities. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What could you discover if your data never, ever had to leave your screen?